Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, and today I'm going to be doing one of my To Hell with KDR episodes, where basically, if you guys don't know, haven't heard of it, it's just like a normal commentary, where it's typically a longer end commentary, where I could be talking up to like, I've talked for over an hour before on random topics that I wanted to talk about, but yeah, this is just one of those episodes, and this is actually one topic about maybe it's been like 2-3 months in the making. So that's about college. I did mention that I was going to make this episode sometime or later, and now that I finally found the time to do it, here I am. So yeah, talking about college. So if you guys don't know, I am currently 18 years old, about to be 19 next month and a half or something like that, and I just graduated from my, well, I can't say graduated, but I just finished my first year in college last May. Yeah, I came back in May. So, yeah, I'm going to be coming into my second year of college. That's always great. So, I attend, if you guys don't know, I attend the University of Pacific up in Stockton, and it's pretty good there. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I honestly expected a lot worse because I've basically grown up with stories of how terrible college can be. I remember back in 2007 where my brother, who's 5 years older than me, was first going off to college, and I think, what was it? It's been so long. After we came back from a vacation from visiting my relatives in Korea, we basically went over to his college, which was at Carnegie Mellon University, and checked out his room. We moved in his stuff. We moved in everything for him, and basically, it wasn't very good. From what I remember seeing in his room, it was very small. The dorm room was very, very small. It was freaking small in my room, and I heard that the food there wasn't necessarily the best. I mean, it wasn't like gonna kill you, but not the best. College food, anything can go. So, going through high school and hearing anecdotes and stories about upperclassmen who have gone off to college already and then come back and to our high school to share with us their memories over college, or that they've gotten over college and stuff like that. Left me a very bad impression of college at first. But, I was just like, well, whatever college I go to, hopefully I get accepted by a good one, and I'll be able to go to a good college, If I go to a good college, then worrying about living conditions and food and other bullshit like that will basically solve themselves, was my thought process. And for the most part, I was right, because when I got accepted by the University of Pacific, I went there, and the dorm rooms were not that bad. They were not that bad. They were spacious enough for two people to live in quite comfortably, and, the food was excellent. Everything about it, just living there, the living atmosphere there was very, very good. Just a few minor inconveniences here and there that I'll talk about later on. But overall, my college experience was a very fun one. I'd like to say. So, yeah, college was very, very fun, and I don't really know what else to say in as far as how it was good. Well, if I go into detail, I'll probably drag this commentary on for way longer than it should be, but whatever, I tend to do that anyway. So I guess the best things about college were the fact that, well, food was for me anyway, was unlimited, because I made the mistake first year of applying for a platinum meal plan. Now, my thinking was that, hey, look, I don't know how this meal plan system is going to work, because in some colleges it's based off like a number of meals kind of thing, whereas in my other colleges like mine, it's just basically a pure money. It's a monetary system. You pay however much for food via your meal plan, and then each semester the college will allot you this much amount of money for food to spend at the cafeterias, or I think it's our bar, our restaurant / bar where they serve like burgers and stuff, and our student grocery store. And it's just a straight monetary basis, like it's like dollars, except you can't really use it for anything else. So that system, I think, was really, really convenient for me, because I got a platinum meal plan. I ended up figuring out that I have way more money than I would ever, use to spend. I think by the end of second semester, I ended up with like over $400, so that I couldn't use. So yeah, I learned from my mistake, and I didn't apply for platinum meal plan for next year. So yeah. But in any case, that kind of system was very convenient for me because that meant that I could basically go down to our student grocery store and just buy whatever I wanted to. If I wanted to go down at like what 8 in the evening because I wanted some Arizona tea or some soda, then I just went round down there and swiped my card, and then boom, I got my soda. So that kind of thing was very convenient for a kind of guy who never really had the chance to do that. I mean, where I live right now, in my parents' house, we're basically living right next to a 7-Eleven, but it's still pretty. It's like a 5-minute walk there, and then a 5-minute walk back, and for me, I don't really feel like doing that because I'm basically walking up and down a hill, and even though I have no problem doing that, I too lazy. So in my college though, it's basically all flat. So walking to and from my dorm to my our student grocery store was very convenient. And fuck man, I would even get like on lots of days actually, I would just get lunch straight from there because they serve pizza during noon. So that's obviously a very convenient thing with that. So food was excellent. Let's see what else other than food. So I think that the classes were also very interesting. First semester I had a really rough time because initially I was accepted into University of Pacific as a pre-dental major. Now I'm not very good at science. I absolutely hate science because I just don't get it. And first semester I was like, well, you know what? We'll try it out for a second. We'll try it out for a semester. If it doesn't work out, then we'll make some changes to adjust. But immediately I was like, yeah, this is just not for me. I think about 2 weeks in, yeah, I knew that I would not last in the chemistry after like like 1 or 2 tests. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to stay in my chemistry class. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna withdraw right here, right now. It's gonna my transcript is gonna have a W, but at least it's not gonna affect my GPA. And bio was just a catastrophe. There's no other way I can put it. It was just straight up a catastrophe. I tried my hardest, but man, things just didn't click. So yeah, I'm never doing science ever again. That's for sure. So yeah, first semester I just completely botched, but second semester I cranked up a notch because I actually wanted to recover some of my really bad GPA. So second semester I took history courses because I love history. I like reading about it. I like learning about it. I love writing about it on top of that. So I took, I think, 2 writing courses, or no, not writing courses, history courses, and one it's like a required course for our university for freshmen anyway. So those 3 classes I took, and basically I focused as much as I could on those, and I ended up with 2 A's basically and 1 B, and obviously that's much better than what I got first semester. So I'm very thankful that I was able to basically pull it together for second semester and get myself back onto the right track of getting a rather decent GPA. So classes were very interesting. For second semester specifically, I took one of the classes I took was Tutor England, I think the name was Tutor England, but it was basically a history course related to like Tutor England. Obviously, God damn it! Hold on, I had to go get the phone. Sorry about that. Just had to turn off my phone for a quick second because apparently I was getting a phone call from someone. Anyways, so. The classes, where was I? The classes were very interesting, especially my Tutor England class, because the teacher was actually not only just a history major, like a specialist in English history, but also he was a food major. I think he's published a lot of books in like culinary because his original major back when he was in college was food history. Like I think he wrote his thesis statement to get his PhD degree. Is that what it's called? Yeah. On like how you can study food analyze cultural history, and it was really fascinating. So he'd always had these cool little anecdotes. He'd always have these little side stories that really had a lot to do with the topic at hand, or just the content in general. And it just served to make the class very interesting. It just kept everyone's attention focused. And that kind of classroom experience I've never really had before. Obviously, college is a lot different than than high school. Just like how high school is a lot different from middle school, and middle school is a lot different from elementary school. I guess in that sense, like stages of your educational career, you always have to make that big jump. For me, that kind of shift in educational settings, and how the teachers, or the professors, I should say, conducted their classes, was a very eye-opening experience for me, because like I said, I've never really experienced a real college classrooms environment like that. It's just, for me personally, if I don't like a topic, it's just hard as hell for me to focus. And but for something like history, it's really easy for me to focus, because I love history, just straight up. But in this class, not only did I focus, but also I enjoyed that class. It's been a very long time since I actually genuinely enjoyed being in a classroom. Like, never before, or at least not in a very long time, had I actually looked forward to being a part of the class. So in that sense, what I've learned is definitely choosing the classes that you are genuinely interested in. And in that case, then yeah, that choice that I made to take those history classes was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, because I thoroughly enjoyed them. And that's an advice that I can pass on to you guys who are about to go off to college, or maybe in college right now and you are struggling to succeed in college. Just take courses that you really like, and I mean, just don't let any other external factor bother you or sway you from taking the courses that you want. Because hey, I'm taking history. I mean, I understand that, and my family has made it very clear to me that history, taking a history route, or graduating with a degree in history, probably won't do a lot for me as far as work is concerned and future career options are concerned. But do I care? No, I'm still in college. I'm just here to enjoy what I can and make sure that I take classes that I will both enjoy and do well in. I mean, sure, I can take classes that I don't enjoy but can easily get a good grade in, but what's the fun in that, right? That's just basically torture. If I don't want to be in a part of a class, then, well, I get to make the choice of whether or not I want to be in that class. So am I going to force myself to sit through that kind of situation when I've probably already done that millions of times before in high school, elementary school, middle school? Hell no. So I'm going to take the classes that I want to take, and hopefully while I'm enjoying those classes, I can do well. So that's kind of like the logic that you need to have in college, because otherwise, what are you doing wasting your money? Are you just taking those classes just for grades? Some people do that, but I mean, it's not very fulfilling. You want to make the best out of your college experience, and take classes that you want to take, and not just because, I just want a good grade and it's easy but I hate it. So to me, never really made sense. But I mean, you are who you are. You make the decisions that you want to make. I've made mine, and so far I don't regret them, as far as classes are concerned anyway. Other than that, clubs, I mean, my school is specifically, they didn't really have to force you. They didn't force you to really, be a part of a club. I mean, they shouldn't, but maybe some schools out there do. But they didn't really force anyone to go, join a club. All they said was, hey, we're having Club Rush. Come check it out if you want to. And they had it in front of our lawn, in front of our student center, which contains our cafeteria and whatnot. So obviously a lot of people would see it, and it was just a very relaxed environment. I've been on college tours before. I've visited other colleges, and some colleges just you just take one step into it, and you're just like, yeah, everyone's asses are a little bit too tight around here. It's like some people just need to loosen up, and other colleges you just take one step foot and you just take a step and you're just like, yeah, this doesn't feel right. I just get me out right now. University of Pacific, my college, was a very, very chill place, and I don't know if whether it was because it had to do with the very nice weather, because Stockton overall just has very, very mild weather. It kind of reminds me of home, but the winters are a lot colder, and the summers are a lot hotter. But I mean, other than that, it basically reminds me of home. It doesn't rain a lot. No, basically what you want in a temperate environment. But the campus environment was overall just very, very chill. It was very relaxed. People, people were like you for the most part anyway, or like me specifically. They were chill. I mean, if you needed help, just ask someone, and they'll be glad to help. It's not like you need to be afraid of, being embarrassed or anything like that. So that's part of the college I really, really liked. And me personally, I didn't make a lot of friends during my first year. Maybe next year it'll be different, but first year I didn't make a lot of friends. But I did make a lot of acquaintances. I do know a lot of people, and especially through the classes that I took. So I did say hi to them every once in a while outside of class during my first year. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, other than that, the overall college environment was very enjoyable, very enjoyable. And other than that, my college experience was overall very, very good. I mean, admittedly, I've basically just kept to myself. I mean, I'm not very interested in going out to a lot of events or something like that. Though, part of our freshman criteria for our first year was to attend 8 events that we call, or the college called colloquia. They're basically like events where you attend, that's part of like a social gathering, stuff like that. And the first one that everyone had on their record was basically like the freshman orientation, where everyone had to show up in what was it? In business suits, yeah, business clothes, formal dress and stuff like that. So, and every other time, for the other 7 requirements that you could fill throughout the entire year, you just basically had to attend anything that the college mentioned on their online schedule. So I just went to like 7 musical recitals, because personally, I like sitting into musical recitals, especially those that are performed by teachers or professional musicians. Those ones I really, really enjoyed, because I like listening to live classical music and music of that sort of nature. So I know I'm using the word classical in a very general sense, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. I do like that a lot. I do like that a lot. So I attended those kinds, and it was just a very nice experience. They didn't take that long. They were really fun to go to. They were, the music was excellent, and I don't know what else to say. It's just overall a very fun time. Now, the most important aspect of college that I want to get to, for me anyway, what is not entirely a positive aspect, and here's what I mean. I want to be talking about my dorm mate. Now, I don't want to make out my dorm mate to seem like a douchebag or an asshole, but I will be very honest with you guys. I didn't think very highly of my roommate, but I understand that the tensions that I had with him were understandable and also partly my own fault. So here's the basic rundown of what happened between us. We started off okay. Like we knew that. I think both he and I knew that as soon as we met, we wouldn't be like close buddies, just like dorm mates. Respect my space and I'll respect yours. We'll talk every once in a while. But not like super duper BFFs, right? So we had that kind of relationship going on. Now I did tell him before coming to first year of my college that I'm a YouTuber. This is what I do for fun, and he was like, yeah, cool. But we didn't really think that it would be turned into a problem. Now, eventually, as the year went on, he did start having problems with me recording and stuff, to the point where he asked me, hey, look, your recording kind of, bothers me studying and whatnot. So I'm gonna have to ask you to, we're gonna have to negotiate to see what kinds of hours that we can both agree to let you record shit and make videos and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, sure, I understand, because back then I was basically recording whenever I wanted. Like sometimes I was being a douchebag and staying up until like 1 a.m. in the morning recording shit, especially during the week where Black Ops 2 came out during that November. Yeah, we had some problems during then. So eventually it came to a point where we had to negotiate, and yeah, I had to follow a certain schedule that I agreed to, and I had to make all my videos during then. Now, here's the thing, though. As much as I don't have a problem with following a schedule, and I understand that even though I don't like following a schedule because it's not really who I am, I don't want to be limited to just a few hours of the day. I do understand that it's kind of bothering my dorm mate, so I should probably limit how much I should be talking in our room. While I do understand that, just how anally if that's even a word, just how anally he wanted me to follow that really got under my skin. And let me just show you guys, or speak of a few examples of what that happened. Like, I remember, I think on Wednesdays, because if you guys don't know, typically Combat Arms patches come out on Wednesday, and for me that was that put me in a very difficult situation, because most of the time Combat Arms patches would come out on Wednesday. They would start in the morning and end in the afternoon or so, and the hours that I had to record were from like 1 to 3 or 2 or 4 or something, I forget. I think it was from 1 to 3. So I would come back from class at around like 1:30. I would finish around 1:30, and then I would come back around like 1:45 or 2 after picking up lunch. That basically means I'm left with only 1 hour to record, like, everything that the patch has released, and oftentimes I would just be pushing it way too long. Sometimes though, there would be occasions where I would forget that I needed to start recording at 3 o'clock, and in my mind I thought that, oh, I'm supposed to be stopping at 4 o'clock, I have plenty of time. And then when it becomes like 3:15, I'm still recording, my dorm would say like, hey dude, it's 3 o'clock. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Don't have until 4? He's like, no, you're supposed to end at 3. He said it in a very matter-of-fact tone. The first time I didn't mind so much, because I was like, well, yeah, that's my mistake. I should have, paid more attention. Second time though, he said it even more matter-of-fact. It's very hard to describe, but he said it in a way where it really kind of annoyed me. I was like, well, okay, yeah, I made a mistake, and I know that this isn't my first time, but do you really need to give me that kind of attitude, bro? Like, really? Like, do you really need to talk to me like that? It was one of those moments. It was one of those rather awkward / tense moments where it was like, well, okay, I goofed, but I don't think there was a need for you to talk to me like that. So that was the beginning of a sort of breakdown in our relationship, if you could even call it one anyway. So that happens, and it just, overall, I just wanted to not make him angry, but at the same time, I didn't really like him either. I felt like he really focused a lot on his own studies, and I mean, I understand that focusing on your own studies is important. Everyone wants to do well in their classes, or at least that's how my college was. But the one problem that I saw with his character was that he's just very stubborn. Like, almost, he might actually be as stubborn as I am sometimes, and I can be the most stubborn bitch you can ever meet. But in this case, I want to be polite and I don't want to come off as a complete faggot. So I catered some concessions to him, saying, okay, I'll agree to limit myself in this way. But there really wasn't anything he was doing for me in return. I mean, sure, yeah, we shared the same. He provided the refrigerator, but that's kind of like, you agree to bring certain things, and I don't know. He never really did anything for me. Is a thing I want to mention, and I don't say that in a very selfish way. I'm not trying to say like, oh, he didn't do anything for me. Like, I did so many things for him. Why don't he do anything for me? I'm not trying to sound like that. No, but for what I did do for him, it'd be nice if he had made some leeway for me in that, first of all, don't talk to me like you're a fucking asshole, because I'm trying my best not to be an asshole to you. Second of all, there's a thing called a library, and if you really feel like I'm annoying you that much, guess what? You can go to the library, bro. Our library is open 24/7, and you can go there whenever you want if you in order to study. Have you never thought of that? I've gone to the library at like 2 a.m. in the morning to finish up final papers during first semester when he needed to get some sleep. Like, I didn't even he didn't even ask me to go to sleep, but I knew that, hey, look, he's got finals this week, so I should be courteous and let him sleep at midnight so he can get a good night's sleep so he can do well on his test tomorrow. And what I'm working on right now, I can probably save onto my computer onto a flash drive, leave the room, turn off the lights so he can sleep, go to the library, and then come back while he's in the middle of sleeping, so I don't have to bother him. At least that way he's sleeping, or he's at least slept a little bit, and then I don't have to be an asshole. I mean, that I feel like he should have had that kind of mentality towards me too, because I showed him that courtesy. He should probably show me the same. And my problem was he didn't do that towards me anyway. Towards the end of the semester, towards our final, I think the weekend before our second semester finals, I was actually doing recording for the what was it called? For one of my NX contests, and I think on Saturday I'm not supposed to record past 5 o'clock. I think that's supposed to be the case. Yeah. So I went over 5 o'clock, and he was like, "Dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to stop at 5. I'm trying to study here." And then that time, I just snap, and I turn around, and I just be the most annoying asshole you could ever meet. I'd be like, "Dude, there's a thing called a library. You should probably use it." And that took him. I don't know what he felt, obviously, because I'm not him. I'm not my dorm mate. But I think I had a good feeling that my kind of starkiness and my kind of snobbishness really threw him off guard. He didn't really expect it, because up till that time I was just like, okay, well, I'll stop. But that time I was like, okay, dude, just like, bitch, shut up. I want to do this here. I want to do my own thing, and I've already made plenty of concessions to you. It's time for you to take the D for a little bit. And I just told him, hey, you know what? If you think I'm that annoying, if you think I'm bothering you that much, just take your shit and just go to the library. That's what I've done for you. Maybe you should do the same. There's a thing called the library. Why don't you fucking use it? I didn't use the exact words, but that was the sentiment that I was giving to him. I think he understood it very clearly. So if anything, that's my biggest problem with college. The fact that you need to be bunking with someone is, for me, kind of annoying. I'm a loner. I'll just admit that right now. I'm a very solitary person. I'm a very introverted person. I don't like interacting with a lot of people or with people all the time. That's why this year I tried to apply for a single bedroom, like a dorm that I would be able to have by myself. But so far I haven't had any word. So yeah, I don't know if I can still have a chance to get a single dorm by myself, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to be stuck with the dorm for this year as well. And that's like I said, that's the only real major downfall of of my college experience. The fact that I have to deal with someone that I don't like for an entire school year, and unfortunately for me, it turned out that way. I didn't like my dorm mate, and as I didn't hate him, but I don't like him. I definitely could have asked for a better dorm mate, but I mean, hell, what am I gonna do, right? So yeah, I guess for you guys who are going to college or thinking about what college will be like, I definitely recommend that you guys try to get along very well with your college dorm, because otherwise, if things go sour from the very beginning, your dorm life will be hell. It will be hell, and it's certainly no fun at all to be living with someone that you don't like. It just sucks. I didn't hate, like I said, I don't hate my dorm mate, but it got to a point where it was starting to get annoying to live with him. And even then I still tried acting very polite towards him and try my best not to piss him off any further. But I can only do that for so long, you see. I'm not a very patient person. I'm not going to sit here pretending that I am. If something pisses me off and I can't take it anymore, I'm just gonna confront my doorman and say, "Hey, look, dude, I know I can be annoying too, but you're getting on my nerves as well, and we need to renegotiate what we're doing right now together." So I guess in that sense, that would be my most important social advice for you guys going into college. Just you need to know your dorm mate. You need to just hopefully just know him very well. I think the best scenario would be if you went to college with a friend. Maybe if you went to college with a friend and you guys somehow managed to get the same dorm together, then that would be the perfect situation. If you can't do that, then getting to know your dorm mate and having your dorm mate be your classmate in either one or all of your classes, at least one of your classes, then it would be a very big help towards getting to know your dorm mate a lot better and just overall getting along very well with him or her. Just in my opinion, in my situation, I wasn't able to do that. My dorm mate and I didn't really share classes for the most part because we had different teachers, and what can I do? There's not really, because my dorm mate, all he did was, I'm not trying to bash on him or anything because everyone lives their own lives the way they want to, but all he did was either he's studying, he's watching StarCraft, he's playing Tetris, or he's sleeping, or he's out at class or doing labs. Those are the 5 things I ever knew him to do, and that's all he ever did. I mean, he could probably say the same for me. I mean, I stayed at home all day playing video games and watching YouTube videos, but I wasn't like sleeping all day like he was. But that's besides the point. I'm just being very, very what's the word? Spiteful. Yes, that's the word. I'm just being very spiteful at this point. So that's besides the point. In any case, that's the most negative aspect about college thus far. That's the only thing I have to complain about in the long run about college, or my first year of college anyway. The fact that my dorm mate was not the best, and I could have asked for a better one. So other than that, though, college was smooth sailing. It was a very enjoyable experience. Who I have very, very nosy parents who need to know everything that I'm doing, and being in college is just a fantastic escape from them. I'm going to be very honest. I'm not very fond of my parents because of how they treat me and treat my educational career, and being able to go to college, making my own decisions about what classes I want to take, and arranging my own schedule for the most part. Obviously in accordance with my dorm mate's schedule. That was a very welcome change for me. It just made my year. Being able to do whatever the hell I wanted to, and not have to be critiqued constantly verbally by anyone else. I mean, my dorm mate didn't really care what I did, as long as I shut up, and I didn't care what he did either. I mean, not that I would. Either he's studying or playing Tetris. So that kind of lifestyle being able to do what you want for the most part without constant supervision of other people is a very welcome change to me. And the freedom that college gives you is something that, high school or any other part of your life, if you haven't, gone to college yet, any other part of your life just can't give you, unless, well, you're living by yourself, which in that case, well, I don't know what to say, but if you already know how it feels like living by yourself, then, well, again, I don't know what to say, but I guess that's good for you. At least you know how to take care of yourself. But yeah, college in general forces you to learn how to take care of yourself. And for me, it was a very good change. It was a very good thing that college has taught me. It's probably the biggest thing that's taught me, other than, don't fail a bio class because your parents wanted you to take prenatal. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. This has been another To Hell with KDR commentary, another very long one anyway. So thank you guys very much for watching, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.